Manuel Marquez. A week later on HBO pay-per-view, Roy Jones returns to light heavyweight to battle the man now holding his belts, Antonio Tarver. HBO boxing for 30 years, building legends one round at a time. We are in Buffalo, New York. Downtown Buffalo gleaming in anticipation of tomorrow's big Bills effort against the Philadelphia Eagles. And equally excited about the arrival here in the ring moments from now of Tonawanda, New York's Baby Joe Mesi. Tonawanda, a northern suburb of Buffalo, going against DaVarryl Williamson, the touch of sleep. Williamson, a former amateur star who didn't turn professional until he was 30 years old. Emmanuel Stewart, you've been looking at Joe Mesi since he was an amateur. He was an alternate on the 1996 Olympic team. I know you've seen a good deal of him, both as an amateur and a pro. Does he, in fact, have the kind of talent that it takes to become a legitimate heavyweight contender?
I think he has a talent, and based on a lot of things, one of them being, Jim, the fact that it's not a real dominant power for heavyweight out there. Most of the guys on a certain level, so to say. And the fact that you got two heavyweight champions up there today, which are right small guys compared to him height-wise, meaning Roy Jones, and they got Chris Bird. So he could very easily become a big force. Maybe 2 years ago I would not have said that because of Lennox Lewis and the big guys. But right now, if he can come through an impressive victory tonight, I think we definitely have to look at him as a serious heavyweight.
Man, he's fighting DaVarryl Williamson by acclamation of ringside experts. Toughest opponent so far for Baby Joe Mesi. Williamson has a big right hand for a relatively small heavyweight, but that's just about his only major credential. Larry, would victory over DaVarryl Williamson under these circumstances certify Joe Mesi as a major leaguer?
Well, he probably would be a quadruple A player. Too good for the minor leagues, not yet established as a major leaguer. The question is whether Mesi, as a local sensation, a regional fighter, can become a national force. Sort of like Buffalo Wings, which used to be a local delicacy. Many such fighters don't travel well, sort of like grits. Williamson is not a supreme test. He's not the test that will tell us how good he is. He's not the final exam, but he is a test. All right, so let's get ready to see Joe Mesi take the test against DaVarryl Williamson, and we'll start, as always, with the tale of the tape. The third set of heavyweights to enter the ring tonight, and already we've seen 20 rounds of heavyweight boxing. Mesi is 29 years old, Williamson 35 and a prospect. It's pretty much now or never. 3-inch height advantage for the touch of sleep. Arm length advantage also for Williamson, measured from the armpit to the end of the fist. But look at Joe Mesi with a 23 and a quarter pound weight advantage over Williamson coming in. Rules of the bout with our unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Letterman.
The Baby Joe Mesi, DaVarryl Williamson fight is scheduled for 10 rounds using the rules of the New York State Athletic Commission. The 3 knockdown rule is in effect. The doctor or the referee can stop the fight in case the cut is caused by an accidental headbutt. We go to the scorecards after 4 rounds have been completed, and you cannot be sent to the bell of any round, including the 10th and final round. Jim!
All right, here comes one of the most interesting and laudable people you'll meet in boxing. Came out of a very difficult childhood to make it as a human being in life. He's tried several sports, finally came late to boxing, tried twice to make a United States Olympic team. He is a terrific human being, if not yet a terrific heavyweight boxer.
Tried everything in college: football, basketball, track, stand-up comedy, acting, and in fact was a cheerleader as well.
He was Willie the Wildcat, the mascot at Northern Michigan University. He was a cheerleader. He was good enough as a football player that he actually got a tryout at one point as a quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts. In his first appearance on HBO, He fought against Felice Sabon, the Cuban giant superstar at the Goodwill Games in New York. Sabon knocked him into next week. Williamson likes to say, yeah, Felix eked out a victory over me. And here now with Larry is a closer look at DaVarryl Williamson.
He has a master's degree in administration. Perhaps will use it to go into politics after his boxing career. He calls his right hand a touch of sleep, and the reason it got so powerful, he theorizes, is that he threw so many passes as a quarterback, telling us that he could throw the ball 90 yards and more.
End zone to end zone. That's what he said. Now, for those of you who've been pining away for those theatrical Prince Nassim Hamed entrances ever since Nassim self-disappeared himself from the sport 2.5 years ago, get ready, because Joe Mesi enters to pyrotechnics, electrical fireworks, etc., and under a sign that depicts him in, I'd say 5-story height. Here we go. Amid the chaos, a closer look at Joe Mesi. Larry?
Joe Mesi himself was a National Honor Student in high school, now trying to become a National Honor Student in the heavyweight division. They call him Baby Joe. Some skeptics up here in northern New York say he has been a baby to Joe because of the quality of his opposition. But everyone agrees he's the third professional franchise in Buffalo after the Bills and the Sabres.
Let's go to ring announcer Michael Buffer for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, DeBella Entertainment and Tony Holden Productions are proud to present the main event of the evening. 10 rounds of boxing, in the heavyweight division. Brought to you in association with your king of beers, Budweiser, and sanctioned by the New York State Athletic Commission, Chairman Ron Scott Stevens, Commissioner in attendance Jerome Becker. If this bout should go to the scorecards, the three judges scoring are Tommy Kazmarek, Wynn Kintz, and Melvina Lathan. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, Wayne Kelly. And now, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, from Buffalo, New York, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white with red and officially weighing 232 3/4 pounds. He has a perfect professional record, 26 bouts, 26 victories, including 24 knockouts. From Buffalo, New York, here is the undefeated Baby Joe Mesi. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black trimmed with red, his official weight, 209 1/2 pounds. An excellent professional record consisting of 18 victories, including 16 knockouts, with only one defeat. From the mile-high city of Denver, Colorado, ladies and gentlemen, DaVarryl Hutch-a-Sleep Williamson.
Let's go, DaVarryl. DaVarryl, Joe, we're boxing under the rules of the New York State Athletic Commission. I expect a clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Shake hands, come out boxing at the bell. Good luck, 10 rounds.
This is Joe Mesi's night of nights as a prize fighter. Is it his fight of fights?
And you can see that both fighters against lesser opposition have produced first-round fireworks. In fact, Mesi in his last fight knocked out Robert Davis of Akron, Ohio in 1 minute and 20 seconds. DaVarryl Williamson sticks the long jab in Mesi's face. Local observers say to me, Baby Joe has to prove he's fearless in this fight. If he hangs back and gives Williamson a chance to try to land something big from range, he'll be making a mistake.
There you saw his pretty quick hands.
Mesi's been getting hit with a few of the jabs, but what seems to be to his advantage is that DaVarryl Williamson seems to be very stiff, very upright. Very vulnerable for straight punches.
Mesi reaching up against the taller Williamson and landing a 1-2. The body is there and available to Joe, and he starts to go to it with the left hook. In comes upstairs and lands there as well. Good start for Mesi.
Mesi's made a good combination of boxing and bullying, mixing it in and out, which is working very effectively. Being physical but still boxing.
That time he blocked the jab. And came back big. He's hurt.
And Williamson's hurt. Joe Mesi's got an early opportunity. Down he goes. Crowd goes nuts.
That's it.
5, 6, 7, 8.
That's it. That is it. A 1 minute and 50-second knockout for Joe Mesi. Lightning strikes on Boxing After Dark in Buffalo.
And he looks good every second of the round, setting it up.
Yes. Got him with a few jabs, started moving, getting underneath the jabs, and then exploding and moving in and out, exploding, moving in and out. Very smart fight.
They call it star quality. And Joe Mesi has just provided a bundle of it to the heavyweight division.
Talk about putting an exclamation point on the night and making his night his night.
The crowd sat through 20 rounds of preliminaries, watching heavyweights bat each other around the ring without putting each other away. Mesi came out and showed in 1:50 what heavyweights intend to do.
This is the kind of heavyweight that I like. I love knockouts.
Now, let's get real here. He knocked out a 210-pound heavyweight. He knocked out a guy who has a questionable chin anyway, who was knocked out by a journeyman named Willie Chapman. So maybe it isn't exactly front-page headline stuff.
But it was a great knockout for a great occasion tonight.
It absolutely was the drama that the sport was looking for and that we were looking for. And DaVarryl Williamson, as you see, is still on the canvas. Well, let's watch it again, Emmanuel, and talk about how Mesi set up the knockout.
Basically, DaVarryl is too upright and very stiff. And once he got hurt, he just really didn't, like Dr. Ware, he didn't know how to clinch properly. So all he did is keep putting the pressure on him, not mixing up his work, never letting the guy clinch.
Once he landed the first big right hand, it was just a matter of continuing to throw,
well, the guy
and he finally got in the left.
He was standing there trying to trade, and he was half groggy and really couldn't see what was going on instead of tying up the guy. And so, you know, Mesi could get hit with 5 punches, and once he landed the first shot, he was going to go on out, still knock out Williams. Williams was still hurt. He had never recuperated.
It's fun to watch on the replay and see everybody come to their feet as the action heats up. Watch them stand up.
Oh, you can see the knockout was on his way. And he was going to stand there and trade. He was not going to clinch at all. So there's no way he was going to survive that first round.
I was thinking for a minute that the count was fast. But on the other hand,
it really wasn't a count.
Williams is still on the canvas. So I guess it's a moot point. Could have counted to 1,000. Welcome to Buffalo, touch of sleep, and now there's a new reason to call DaVarryl a touch of sleep.
Yeah, well, he's been touched. He went to sleep.
And he slept.
You know, when you get a guy who's a good puncher like DaVarryl Williams, and you make him have to punch fast, they always, you know, get unorganized. They have to think, they have to set you up to get their maximum punching power. But when you make them punch fast, they're unorganized, and they don't punch that well.
Let's let Michael Buffer give the crowd what they're waiting for.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Wayne Kelly reaches the count of 10, and this bout is officially over at 1 minute, 37 seconds of round 1. The winner by knockout victory, still undefeated, the pride of Buffalo, he's Baby Joe Mesi.
Well, somewhere there's a Hollywood scriptwriter who is saying, yep, that's the way to write it.
I mean, not a technical knockout, a knockout.
No, just an assault, a mugging. That's what you like to see. There are the CompuBox numbers for the 1 minute and 50 seconds that Mesi and Williamson spent in the ring with each other. The real key was the right hand that started it and the left hand that finished it. And now let's go to Larry Merchant in the ring for a fun interview. Go, Larry.
Thank you, Jim. Congratulations, Joe. Did you envision this happening this way?
I had ideas. He leaves himself a little open, and I know his chin is a little questionable. And my punching power is very underestimated, and I figured that it would be within the first 5 rounds.
You said to us before the fight that usually speed, meaning hand speed, solves all problems. And certainly, although you didn't face any problems, your hand speed was the difference between you, it seemed.
My hand speed is very deceiving. I look at it on tape, and sometimes I don't think I'm that fast. But every opponent I speak with says, geez, you just confused me with your hand speed. It was much faster than I anticipated and looked on films, and my hand speed is improving every fight.
Were you really concerned in any way about his vaunted right-hand power, and what did you do to neutralize it while you were attacking him?
Well, I was concerned about it. He's got a good right hand, but I don't even think he had a chance to throw a right. I'm very good at nullifying a person's power, as I did against Izan, Cooper Gonzalez, though they were past their prime. I'm very good at nullifying a person's power, moving away from it or catching punches. I had a little trouble getting away from his long jab. He's got a few inches on me, but I knew I would warm up and get it over with as soon as possible.
Are you concerned that after all the focus on this fight as a test for you, that skeptics will say, who is Williamson? And he sure didn't provide much of a test.
You know, they're always going to say that no matter who I fight. There's an excuse for everybody in the top 10. This guy's too old. This guy's never was good. There's always going to be skeptics and criticism. But, you know, the guy had a great amateur career. He's had a successful professional career thus far. And it's a big win. You know, I've made my debut on HBO. I'm looking forward to a longer career on HBO, a long career on HBO. And I think it's the logical next step in my career. And now we're going to make the next logical step.
Well, where is the next logical step in your view?
You know what? I feel physically and mentally prepared. I think the question is, who wants to fight me? You know, I've made this fan base here in Buffalo. I have the undefeated record, the NABF title. I feel like my skill level now that I've moved slowly and properly, now that I'm ready for anyone in the top 10, 12, 15.
You mentioned your fan base here. Are you willing to take your show on the road to fight the big guys?
Absolutely, if that's what it takes, yes. I mean, I'm a veteran of fighting at home. I love fighting in Western New York, better than anywhere else in the world. But I'd love to go out west for, you know, in Vegas, California, anywhere, to fight a few fights, and then maybe come back here for a world title, anticipated maybe next year.
Did you see the earlier fights, and what was your view of them if you did?
I did get to watch a little bit in the locker room. I was very much concentrating on my fight. I wasn't that impressed. Nobody looked bad, but no one looked great. No one looked like they're going to dominate the future of the division. You know, Gwynn is a prospect, a great guy. He looks good, not great. Gomez, I was concerned about Gomez, and then I watched a few rounds, and I'm no longer concerned.
Thank you, and I'm sure that we will be more and more concerned with you, Joe Mesi.
Thank you, Larry.
Congratulations. Jim?
All right, spectacular first-round knockout for Joe Mesi. His beginning on HBO couldn't have been better. Manny, you like chicken wings?
I was very impressed with the fact.
Wait a minute, I asked you a question. Do you like chicken wings?
I love chicken wings, especially
Because
in
I
Buffalo.
think we haven't made our last trip to Buffalo, Manny. I think we might be making several future trips to Buffalo. Now tell us what you thought of it.
Well, I thought he fought a good fight. Not just the fact he knocked him out, but he moved around, changed directions. He was trying to adjust to get away from the long jab, and he attacked him. He moved in and out. He took advantage of his greater flexibility, mobility, and the stiffness that was in DaVarryl Williamson instead of just plodding straight forward. He stayed out of the way of the big right hand, and he just fought a very good fight.
Let's play manager. How big a step up next time out? I mean, I'm thinking Fresno Kendo is a possible opponent coming off the loss to Bird last week. Too big a step?
I almost could have stepped to Bird, to be honest with you, considering everything, even though he's a champ. It's not that much in the division up there anyway right now, you know, and the names that are up there are getting old, so I think he can just step as high as he wants to, as fast as he wants to right now.
Wow. It's quite a statement. Larry Merchant, what'd you think?
Well, I love tonight.
And do you like chicken wings? I don't think we made our last trip to Buffalo,
Well,
you know.
I got to tell you, his wings, his arms,
They ain't chicken.
they ain't chicken.
No question.
You know, the other thing I'm thinking about is the old saying originated by Joe Louis, you can run, but you can't hide, you know. And the view from outside has been that Joe Mesi has been maneuvered toward maybe just a big money fight. But be that as it may be, he can't hide anymore. He's going to be out there taking on some significant heavyweights. You asked Emmanuel who he thought. You mentioned. I would tell you my view. I'd like to see him fight Roy Jones. I think that would be a hell of a fight. Absolutely. You know, it would be a big event. Roy probably thinks he can beat him. He thinks he can beat Roy.
I got a hunch Roy isn't coming to Buffalo.
Oh, I don't think he's coming. He thinks of Buffalo as being Berlin.
That's right.
So, boy, this was fun.
This was exciting. We gave you 20 rounds of heavyweight boxing, if you like that. If you like fireworks, you got the Mesi entrance, and then you got the minute and 50 against the touch of sleep. Terrific stuff on Boxing After Dark. We'll have a final word on what happened here in the ring in just a minute. Right now, let's look ahead to some upcoming programs on HBO.
Prepare to be awakened.
The people in these towns, they're asleep. We wake them up.
For one night only, experience the first 3 episodes of HBO's new dramatic series.